Final score here from Neyland Stadium, Tennessee 41, South Carolina 20. We were on the field for this game, and we got told all week long, hey, wherever you end up going this week, you might want to consider Tennessee because the atmosphere will be absolutely electric. And y'all told us that, and you did not tell a lie. I mean, just unbelievable atmosphere. The crowd was packed, over 100,000 people in this stadium. Student section was getting after it. Place was just, I mean, I think over 100 decibels multiple times during the game. Unreal atmosphere, like I said, a big part, I think, of why Tennessee won this football game. But it feels like now Tennessee, potentially a little bit of a different operation than what we saw a year ago. Not necessarily better or worse, just a different looking Tennessee football team. We'll break it all down right now, but make sure you're subscribed right here to the On3 YouTube channel. If you want to see us on the road, get at us in the comment section. 1, 2, make sure you're subscribed so you can let us know and we can factor that in to the feedback that y'all give us on this channel, all right? So thank you in advance for that. Now listen, I mentioned a little bit how it was a different Tennessee team, and that's the way that it felt. Like there was a over 6 yards of carry from Tennessee on the ground. They ran the football for over 200 yards. Now through the air, they weren't as effective as you would have liked. Joe Milton, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Kind of is what it is now. Is that what they're going to be the rest of the way? Doesn't necessarily have to be, but I think the thing that's important here is, okay, the pass game is still sort of finding its footing, and you're able to lean on the run game, lean on your defense, and find a way to get it done in pretty dominant fashion. Again, 41-20, the final here in Neyland Stadium. The defense is where I really want to focus right now. Harass Spencer Rattler all night long. We said going into the game, they're going to have to test the South Carolina offensive line. They've had issues, and they continue to have issues to the tune of 6 sacks to the Tennessee defense. Also, a pick 6 that set this place on fire. I put it on my Instagram story before the game, like, hey, this place is kind of a powder keg, is the way that it feels. Like they're just looking for something to get riled up about. We were on the sideline when they ran that pick 6 back to the house, and you could not hear yourself think. Like at that point in time, they had effectively gained, the upper hand in this game. They did not let South Carolina up for air one bit. Now, when we look at what this is going forward for Tennessee, we said this before, they're probably going to be a little bit more edgy, a little bit more physical than they were last season. That's not to say that they were finessed last season, but going into this game, you could tell it was going to be personal. They remembered what happened last year in South Carolina. They remembered getting 60 points on them, and they played with that personal edge, and the offensive line was dominant. I told you already, 6 yards of carry, over 200 yards rushing. Pass game took a second. It didn't matter. They just had their way up front with South Carolina, and I don't know if that's what they're going to be the rest of the way, but the fact that you have that in the back pocket now for Tennessee, the fact that you've put that on tape, you've proven it to the rest of college football as well as to yourself, I think good things are ahead now for Tennessee. Now here's my big question. What does this mean for them going forward? Because it felt like going into it, hey, if you're Tennessee, if not now, if not at night in Neyland, if not with the black jerseys on, if not with the team that it feels very personal against based on what happened last year, if not with Hendon Hooker in the house, when is it going to happen? And they drew that line in the sand, and they were dominant, and they handled business. So now going forward, you got the bye week, you got more of your SEC slate in front of you. What does that look like? Is this the game that builds confidence and propels them? I'm excited to see it because that's kind of the way it feels. If that pass game can really find its footing completely, and if it can be a little bit more dominant on the vertical side of things, or at least maybe be more reliable, maybe not dominant, more reliable on the vertical side of things, Tennessee is going to be a very complete football team with the way the defense looks, with the way the run game looks, and the way they're trending. So you don't want to blow it out of proportion, but at the end of the day, huge win for Tennessee, exercising the demons of last year, beating South Carolina in front of a packed out Neyland Stadium. A phenomenal atmosphere to be at. Was so great to meet so many of y'all leading up to this game and during the game. Saw a lot of y'all from the student section to different parts of the stadium. I mean, it was phenomenal. Y'all are phenomenal, so we appreciate y'all tuning in, being subscribed. Appreciate y'all watching. Appreciate y'all telling friends to tell other friends. We're glad to have you a part of this. I'm J.D. Pickell. We're going to keep the party rolling. We will see y'all next time. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.